everybody to the Atlantis Sea Colony live stream. My name's Adam Jewell, and this handsome fellow, I got my director. This handsome fellow over here, it's my boy Brendon Traxler. Brendon, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you doing?
I am. It's about the only reaction you're going to get from me today. I am.
All right. Well, I mean, it's better than not being.
No, it's like a kind of like a Shakespearean type thing. Like I am.
Yeah. Anything new and exciting in your world?
No. Sick kids. Had that go through the house the past couple days. Other than that, I think everyone's on the mend now. But yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and speaking such, my hat delivery is here.
Hat delivery.
I had the little one come get it. Thank you, Adrian, for delivering that to me.
You're welcome.
Okay, go have fun.
Okay.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
She got really excited the other night, Brendan, when we were talking about handing over the live stream to her someday. But
yes. Yeah, that's right. And also talking about things going on is you baby me play a little bit of multiplayer Subnautica.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
It was. Maybe we can get some more people in there eventually too.
Yeah.
It seems a little flaky though. I'm not sure how it's going to handle more and more people will get in there, but
maybe we need a live stream at some night.
I think so.
Do a Saturday night thing.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
That way, when everyone doesn't have work the next day and type deal, Friday or Saturday night.
Sounds like a plan.
So Brendan, I haven't talked to you. Basically, I didn't talk to you at all yesterday. I haven't talked to you at all really today up until I logged on. But what are we talking about tonight, buddy?
So something that we've talked about in the past. I think it's good to remind people and just talk about every once in a while, maybe like once a quarter or something along those lines. Because as we get new followers on, and with our Discord community growing, and we're always growing on all different social media platforms, and that's why I put the link out there on our Twitter and our LinkedIn and everything. Is our why? Who, what, and why is Atlantis Sea Colony? So I want to dive a little bit into that. No pun intended. And I feel like I need to speak some clarity to people. We're getting more and more people giving their ideas of what we need to be doing, or in some of those lines. And it's one of those things where if most people have run into this working in any kind of business, everybody's got an opinion on that, and there has to be somebody steering that ship and dictating it, or nothing's going to get done. I feel that's kind of where we're going to be headed if I allow it to go further. So this is more of a clarification type of thing of where we came from, what we're trying to do, all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I want to talk about tonight.
Yeah, and like you said, it's good. We've done episodes similar to it.
Yeah.
But just as the community grows, then it's just a nice broad episode to where, if we get people that tune in and want to just talk shop and ask questions and all that, we don't have a designated theme otherwise. So, yeah.
Yeah, or clarification on what I'm talking about too. So,
because I'm still murky on the details. I've been helping you out for 2 years, and I'm still
whatever. Exactly what we're doing.
Trying to figure out what we're doing here.
Yeah. So is this going in the water?
Whoa! What? Oceans?
Yeah. That's never going to work.
I thought this was a river.
You're crazy.
I thought we were in the houseboat business.
No. That's a sea setting institute. That's what they're doing.
That's not houseboats, though.
No, it's true. I mean, it's floating on top. Yeah, they probably might take offense to that.
Yeah. Don't call our stuff houseboats.
Yeah. But anyway, on our website and everything, it says our motto per se is to make the ocean accessible to everyone. And that has really always been the motto of who we are from the very beginning was to open up the oceans for everyone. And so exactly what are we doing? Because that's pretty vague. And on my LinkedIn, I've got it specified a little bit more. It's that we are dedicated to building modular underwater habitats to be used for commercial or residential needs. Oh yeah, there we go. You like that little website there? Yeah, we got. I guess while you're there, yeah. And if people haven't been to the website, I definitely encourage people to go there because we have a whole entire frequently asked questions thing on there that dives into a bunch of the stuff we're going to go over, but questions that we get from time to time too, and it can never always be expanding. If people have recurring questions, I'll gladly add those on there. But as Adam's showing right now, we've got that cool little page there for that. We've got a bunch of other stuff on there, resources. So most of this information is there and is going to be growing there. As I talked to Adam the other day, I feel we need to have a forward-facing document to be handing out to people that dives a little bit more into this so that when we're reaching out to people, we don't need to go through everything we're going to be talking about tonight, that we've got one document that explains all that. Anyway, as I continue on here, so the question comes to why build modular underwater habitats? I mean, what's the purpose? And honestly, the ocean terrifies me. You know, if we're going to be straight up here, I don't eat any seafood. So on paper, I am like not the why. If you don't want to be in the ocean, you don't eat the seafood. What's the point? But the ocean is beautiful. I do enjoy the ocean. I truly believe it is our future. You know, a lot of people are looking towards space, but I think the final frontier is here on the earth, and it is the ocean. 99% of the livable area is ocean because it's a three-dimensional plane, because 72% of the earth is covered by ocean, as we talked about before. So it's a good alternative for space. People who aren't wanting to leave this planet but are wanting to make an impact and are wanting to make a change and want to be new pioneers into something. The ocean is it. It's the only place you can do that except for space. And you can do it also, as we showed last week with talking about the different organizations out there, you can do it much more cost effectively than you can in space as well. So all those things tied in together really were why the ocean was why why this came about. So then it dives into, okay, so we know what you're doing, you know why we're doing it, but what exactly does that look like? And I think this is where the problem comes in, because people have seen all the different aesthetics out there of underwater habitats, past, present, and sci-fi future. There are other people out there who have different ideas and designs and stuff along those lines. And there are some, and the nice thing about the ocean is it's so big, all these designs work. And there's a place for them. But for Atlantis Sea Colony, there are a couple core factors that I feel we cannot deviate from. And the one is that it has to be single atmosphere. It has to be, transferring from the surface to the underwater and back again has to be seamless. You can't have decompression times. You can't have, people needing scuba eventually as well. Mm-hmm. At first you're going to, but the core is you can't be getting wet going to and from. It's too much of a barrier for too many people. And it needs to have a modern aesthetic. All the habitats out right now were built for the science community. And Jules, they've done a great job of upgrading it to more of a modern aesthetic. But still, at the core, it was designed for scientists. And so that it still is a barrier for some people to check out. And it has to be expandable. It can't be a single habitat dropped in there and then it's one and done. You have to be able to add on to it. And so that's why the aspect of being modular is so important, because like your current house, if your family grows, you could build on another room, if you want it, or you can exchange it around. Same thing with underwater habitat. If your family grows or if your business grows, you have to add on. And instead of buying a whole entire new habitat or leasing it or whatever it may be, you can add on another pod. So those are the core factors of what it looks like. I'm not going to get into the actual physical design elements because that will change as we build it. As we talked about before, we are going to use a shipping container. That is, there's no variation on that. We will use a shipping container for the proof of concept. If we want to talk about the business model and why that comes into play, we can, but I don't think that's necessary at this point in time. There's a lot of stuff that, we are and we are not that also comes into play here too. And you can hop in here anytime, Adam, if you want.
I'm just listening along at the moment.
All right, fair enough. So I chose to try to narrow down to 3 things that Atlantis Sea Colony is and 3 things we definitely are not. The 3 things we are is we are a platform. And when I say that, think of like a strip mall. That it's a bunch of buildings out there that are agnostic or available to whoever will pay that money for those spaces. Similar, that is the Atlantis Sea Colony platform. We provide the building space for you to do what you want with it. That may be a home, that may be a resort, that may be a business. We honestly don't care. The fact that all of them are mass producible, and which is the second point, tie into that. And so being mass producible, it offers the benefit of being more cost effective because you can build them on, quickly, versus being a one-off. Then you're stuck with that design, and a lot of times it's more costly as well. And the third thing that we are is cost effective, which once it goes back into being mass producible. We're not trying to be in a premium space. We easily could be, and as you can see, the Morocco over in the Maldives, which is a room underwater for, I think it's $50,000 a night or something along those lines. I think it has come down, but still, that's a premium space. And we're not looking at doing that. The goal has always been, once again, to make the ocean accessible to everyone. And in order to do that, we have to be cost effective. So those are 3 tenets that Atlantis Sea Colony is.
That's right.
No,
I've always kind of talked with you about is that with my background in manufacturing and stuff, that's where I feel like I can be helpful in the sense of being able to efficiently build these things to where it's not going to be the most craziest expensive processes. And obviously, your very first unit is always where you have to test the waters and everything, but you learn quick and you know what you can do. And the more and more you do it, the quicker you drop costs. And I think I speak for both of us is that this isn't a project about trying to make as much money as possible. I mean, this is like would it be cool to make a living doing it? Sure, absolutely. But at the same time, to be able to, kind of share this experience with anybody else that has that same type of, adventure in them.
Yeah. And talking about that, that's one thing that I've been told at my old job and stuff like that was an issue is I'm not money hungry. You could throw money at me. It's not going to make me work any harder. It's not going to drive me to change anything. I have everything I need in life, and money, it'd be great. It would definitely, I wouldn't mind buying a Tesla or something along those lines or whatever, but I don't need it. So it is a pro and a con, I think, at the same time, because not having that money hungry doesn't necessarily drive me to, do some things sometimes. But either way, I think you made the point there. So therefore, the 3 things that we're not, we are not an environmental agency. That comes up a lot. Not so much anymore, but it has in the past. And there are plenty of agencies out there. And in fact, if you want to get involved with an agency like that, watch last week's episode or the podcast, because we went to a bunch of agencies. That's exactly what they do. And there are tons out there, and we will make sure that we are working with them as much as possible. And we're not trying to do anything, but it's not our purpose. And we're not a hotel company either. It's easy to use to coin the term underwater hotel because people understand that. But like I said earlier, we're open to whatever. We build them. You do what you want with them is the way I kind of look at it. Will we build certain ones to what we want to do? I'm sure. I'm going to build my own house. So we can, but we are much more than just underwater hotels. And the last thing is we're not a dive location. That's one thing as well is we've talked about, and we will obviously at the beginning be using this for divers to go hang out and stay and stuff along those lines. But we're much more than that. If we limit ourselves to just being a hotel or a dive thing, once again, we're cutting out a huge section of humanity to be able to do that. And once again, it goes back to that core. Once again, that opening the oceans to everybody. So those are, I think, really diving down into who we are and who we're not. And I think that I said at the beginning that it's super important that we're on the same page moving forward, and that all these with these goals, so that we can accomplish this. Because if we're not, we're going to spend months or years or possibly never making this thing happen because there is no direction and people have their own ideas and let's try this and let's try that. And one thing I love and what has gravitated toward the Discord and other things and over the years is getting in contact with people like this, is talking to other people in this to hear their ideas. And I definitely love that energy. But we are a business. We are a registered business. We are a legit business. And this is our focus. And here's what we need to do. And so that's really, in a nutshell, in a really quick nutshell too, what Atlantis Sea Colony is and what we're striving to do. Ching.
I'll backtrack to one of your points that you said, and I this isn't the first time I've always jumped in and added on to this particular topic.
Yeah.
Where you said we're not an environmental agency or whatever. But I always think it's important to let people know that what we're doing is not going out to do damage. We're not in this business to try to, destroy something just for the simple sake of hey, let's put this down here.
Right.
Like you've always said, there's no point in doing this unless there is something for people to enjoy their settings, So, and not only that, we've talked about what can we do that not only what can we do to avoid disturbing and disrupting the life around where we do set these, but also how can we contribute to make things a little bit better when we are there? Obviously that's not the priority. The priority is trying to build a underwater habitat, but what can we do to supplement that in a sense? Maybe that's the better word of saying that, but how can we coexist with the nature rather than just be I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but just show up and be well, this is our area now. So you know what I mean?
And I think that, that's the nice thing about being a habitat that's going to be stuck in one place is we can mount cameras and other sensors on there to monitor coral growth or fish populations along those lines. And those aren't going to interfere with any business working there or people living there at the same time. You could have a coral bed growing right next to the habitat or even included with it. There was one, I think we've even shown it on the social medias. It's a floating house that you can buy over in Dubai or something along those lines. One of the things they do for the potential buyers is they ask them, hey, what kind of fish do you want outside your house? Because there's a room underneath of it. Right. And they get the plants in the coral and they almost have a windowsill underneath that this is all sitting in. So it attracts the right fish. There's no reason we can't do something similar to that as well to spur, life to come to that area. There's a lot of good we can do, even though that's not our purpose. And it's, like I've said, it's in our best interest to keep it pristine and beautiful because, like you said, people aren't going to come look at nothing. They want to see fish and coral and sea turtles and dolphins and everything. That's only going to happen if you've got a nice environment to do it in.
Yeah. Yeah. And it goes, I mean, we talked about in the past too that it's like we've been trying to get a marine biologist on the live stream too, because we want to kind of build that partnership with people that can kind of give us maybe some guidance and help us do what we want to do safely and environmentally conscious and all that. So like I said, this was never a business thing of going in and just being like, well, this is our area and we're going to do what we want with it. We got Glenn there.
Yeah, it's asking if we got a date for the first habitat and do we have a business plan? We do have a business plan. I've got a several page business plan that I've gone over with whenever a business person. We've gone through it. Obviously, there's a lot of unknowns just because how early we're on the thing. As far as the date, we are still shooting for next year to start working on it. It will all depend on funding. I think as far as how quick we get it done. But we are still shooting for 2022 to start construction on the prototype. So at that point in time, we will have more information. But yeah, we do have a business plan. If you'd like to see the business plan, Glenn, I will gladly send it over to you. I trust you.
Yeah. Glenn's always hanging out with us. He can get a look-see doozy at that. Yeah. And to throw into what you said, and obviously Glenn's tuned in plenty of times. We do have a lot of good things working in the background. It's just there's so many things we just can't bring to the make public quite yet, just because like there's a lot of pieces that are ready to fall into place. Yeah. It's just I guess, is that a good way of explaining it? Like,
yeah,
everything's going to fall into place pretty well. It's just getting a couple of them to fall first, really. So, I mean, everything's kind of, I'm really looking forward to 2022 because,
and great question, Glenn. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I've told Brendon, I mentioned, I think the last couple is that, in 2022, I'm, my allotted vacation time for the year and stuff. Like, I'm going to be setting aside some of that for this because it's like, whatever we can get done and stuff, I want to be on site for it. So, I wouldn't be planning that, or at least, whatever already if I wasn't pretty excited about something that's going to be happening in 2022.
Right. Absolutely.
It's really too bad that we couldn't get it to work this year, though, because then we could have really been C-Lab 2021.
Ooh, that's a good point. I never thought about that.
Gosh, dang it.
But based on, I don't think I want to be C-Lab 2020 based on Pod 6.
Well, we just don't go to Pod 6.
Okay, that's fine. All habitats, you can only have 5 pods.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really, honestly, the biggest holdup for me is just a place to build it. I keep on coming back today and saying that, and that's one thing I do when I'm driving around. That's always what I'm looking for, is a potential place I can be like, hey man, let me drop a shipping container over here, buddy.
Let us use some of your electricity so we can run some power tools and everything.
Yeah. No, I'd run a generator or something like that. So that's not a big deal. But yeah, I think once the land thing comes into play, that's when we'll really start moving. And if I got to spend a little more money to do it, we'll spend more money to do it. Yeah. I'm just trying to do this as cost effectively as possible, so that when we do try to raise some more support for this thing, that we're using that money wisely.
Yes,
and we're not spending it and trying to run a multi-billion-dollar business off of this thing. So I'm very. That's one thing that I have a hard time with anyway, is accepting money from other people, and feeling like I give the value back to people. So yeah, and yes, Glenn, I'm sure it would be, and trust me, I have thought about it many times how I should just move on over to Texas and take you up on that thing. It's very appealing, honestly. So I was thinking about the other day. I was like, man, I could retrofit my van and just live out of that thing.
Ugh. You need access to plumbing, buddy.
Yeah, there's There's a library.
A library? You're gonna go take showers at the library?
Well, no, but those truck stops always have like all that stuff in there too.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I've thought it through. It's doable. It's just the van's kind of old and I don't trust it.
I don't know if we want to do any live streaming from your van.
Yeah.
While you're driving around, you're like, hey, welcome to the Atlantis Color live stream. Oh, hold on. Getting pulled over.
I'd be doing it from location, honestly, but so yeah. No, but like I say, I wanted to do this episode because I wanted to be on record. One thing I am going to do is we still have active on Facebook the Let's Build a Habitat think tank, which we haven't done anything with. So one thing I want to do is have this ready so I can go in there and get everybody to move over to Discord from there and really get them on there.
Yeah, because
Glenn, you're really trying to butter me up on this whole thing, aren't you?
He wants us to get it done, man.
Well, and I agree. And I mean, he's making it very hard for me to say no to this too.
So one day, like, you just have a panic attack. You're just like, I can't do this. And you just leave a shipping container in his backyard.
What?
So until someday, like, you might just snap or whatever. You have a panic attack and you're like, I can't do this. And you just leave a shipping container in his backyard and he never hears from us again. We wouldn't do that. But
no.
It's a funny thought.
Anyway. So yeah, no. So as I was saying, so I want to get them moved over if they want to come over into Discord because I feel we're having better dialogue in there because it's not being all led just by me, which is the downfall of me trying to designate time into that as well as everything else it's been trying to do, and it's been seriously lacking. I feel bad about it. So,
yeah. Discord's been great. Just having that, and it's just worked out really good for. It's been our best effort as far as building up a building up a community around it that's like an active community.
Glenn,
I'll get you a container.
Let's make it through the winter. Let's make it through the winter.
Yeah, because we all know those Texas winters are brutal.
I'm saying the holidays and stuff along those lines is what I'm talking about.
But you're like, oh, it's really the roads in the south.
Yeah, they're all iced over between Mississippi and Texas. Let me tell you.
Oh, I guess last year they actually were, but
that's true, they were. Like I got to drive through Louisiana, you know.
It's basically the Antarctica of the South.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man. Anyway, so that's it. But hey, next, not to try to quickly move off to anything else or to segue, but next week we're gonna have a treat, aren't we? Because Babe's gonna be leading next week.
Babe.
He's actually gonna be. He's gonna lead up the whole thing. He's working on something to talk about, and so it's gonna be fun. Let's sit back and relax for once.
I think we need to like haze him the whole time and just harass the crap out of him.
Good, Glenn. That works fine.
Yeah, and see, my vacation time doesn't replenish until the 1st of January, so we have to at least wait till then. Man. Okay.
Anyway, you got anything else to add, Adam?
I don't. I think you covered everything pretty well. Yeah, it's. I think we did a pretty good episode. Short and sweet.
Yeah, short one. I like the short one sometimes.
Nah, well then we don't have to just. I like that we don't have to force ourselves to fill in time.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes the long ones. The only thing I like about the long ones, it gives more people more opportunity to come in here and join us. And we had a nice little spike there for a while.
Maybe we need to reevaluate too, and maybe take a poll or something like that of like, is this still like a prime time to do it, or is there like other times during the day or week that would work better for people? So
I just think, because on the Pacific, it's 5:30 when we're hopping on, so people are just getting home from work. But then over on the Eastern side, it's 8:30, so people are getting
what
late.
side?
The Eastern?
It sounded like you said Eastern. Like the Eastern side. You slurred that speech. What's in that cup?
Water. Like always.
Yeah, Mr. Chews on ice during live streams. Let me run through our stuff, buddy.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Let's do it.
Unless Glenn is trying to bribe me anymore over here to move into his backyard.
Yeah. Power tools run all this.
I'm sure his wife would love that.
Yeah. Just knocking on his door every 4 hours. Hey, can I use your bathroom? Anyways. Fantasy Colony, guys. We just showed you the website. That's what it looks like. It's right there, guys.
Beautiful.
It's a beautiful website. So you go there. As a matter of fact, I'll walk you guys through it this time. You go up here.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Click our social media. Look at all these little buttons here. We have. Oh, sorry. I thought you could actually click those. My bad.
I was like, don't be getting too excited there, buddy.
Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Discord, YouTube, our podcast link, TikTok, and our merchandise. We're going to click on that here in just a second. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and click that right now. Actually, or you can always go up and
because I make it open up in a new window, so it's not closing out your existing one.
That's probably why it didn't. Okay.
Yeah, I make all the links to that.
Look at this cool stuff that you can get at our store. I was looking through this while you were talking, and it's like, you know what? It's about time I
update some of the stuff. Yep.
New merch.
Yeah, I updated a bunch of the T-shirts and stuff with the logo on the front. And I got some polos in there now too.
Especially like I keep telling my kids I'm gonna get them a shirt. We got some kids' clothes here.
I did. I added all the kids' clothes in there because
hoodies. It's hoodie weather for you people down in the south, anyways. Up here, it's winter jacket season. But yeah,
it was 78 today.
Yeah, it was. I want to say it was in the 40s, which isn't bad, but it was super windy, which was bad. Look at this cool shirt. We got like a black tie-dye in there.
Where do those teddy bears come from?
I don't know. I was going to ask you, but I do like it because my kids would love those too.
Are the teddy bears actually for sale? Or is this the shirts?
Did you not put them on there? Yeah, these are teddy bears.
No, I did not add those.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them on the store, dude. Like for every design you have, they have the teddy bear.
Weird.
Yeah, dude. Did you not see?
No, that was not an option when I updated it.
Yeah, because when I was scrolling through it earlier, hold on. If you go down, yeah, they got them for every design you made.
Well, I know I'm getting people for Christmas this year.
Did you do the pajamas? Is that you?
Yeah, I did pajamas. I knew about those, but yeah, those weren't there when I updated it.
Well, we got teddy bears, guys, and some beanies. It is beanie weather.
Yeah, I need to get a beanie. I wear beanies sometimes.
I know. I need to. I'd like to order because it takes a special beanie for my weird shaped head, so that's why I need to decide if one of those would work for my head.
And by the way, Glenn, I'm not ignoring you. Thank you very much. I do appreciate the offer. And trust me, I have contemplated it because it does solve a lot of issues. Yeah.
It's because of people like Glenn that we're going to be able to make this thing happen. Anywho, so yeah, that's atlantiscolony.com/merge. Also, if you're willing to donate, we got two ways you can do a one-time donation. Cash App Atlantis Sea Colony, $ Atlantis Sea Colony. It's a easy way of making a one-time donation. Or paypal.me/Atlantis Sea Colony. You look at your bank account or whatever, and you're just like, man, I have $53.67, and I have no idea what to do with it. I'll tell you what you could do with it. You could go to paypal.me/Atlantis Sea Colony and donate that $53.67. So think about it. Just think about it, guys. Make sure your bills are paid first. Obviously, we don't want to put you guys.
Well, yes.
Like, make sure like you got groceries and your bills are paid, and make sure you have some stuff in savings and all that. You never know. But when you have some of that spending,
3 to 6 months for emergency fund.
Yeah, once you get some of that spending money, let us say colony. Or what if you're just like, the one-time donation's just not what I want to do. What, is there a way I could donate 12 times out of the year? Like, yeah, there is actually. You could do a subscription through this little service we call Patreon. You could either do $1 a month. That's nothing. $1 a month. Just buy one less pop, one less candy bar a month. And just be like,
who gets pop for $1 anymore?
I was gonna say I was just contemplating that today when I went and bought one from the gas station. It was like $1.98, and I'm just like, man, when I was a kid, you just needed like $1.25.
Yeah, even the $5 a month. I mean, you can't even go to lunch for that.
No,
so
I can at work. I can get a Lunchable, a bag of chips, and a pop for like.
All right, so like $5 is like one lunch. So you're paying
one day without my Lunchable, a bag of chips, and pop.
Guess what? Do intermittent fasting from now on and take out and spend that money to us instead of eating that lunch.
Just one day a year or one day a month.
Yeah.
Do intermittent fasting one day a month and give us $5 a month.
No, but really, I mean, it is. We don't do much with the Patreons, and but it is people who do believe what we're working on and we're doing, and are you're definitely helping us out, and I am humbled that we have people that do that.
Yeah, and I forgot my usual
people that are trying to get me to move in their backyard.
Yeah. Some people can donate money. Some people can offer you their backyard.
Yeah,
which is
absolutely. We need them all.
If we need every single person. So, and then obviously thank you to our current patrons, Edward Haas, Brian Acosta, S. Babe Hyde, and Matthew Cathy. So thank you guys for your support there. Yeah, like Brendon said, next week we have whoops. I didn't mean to click a comment. He's got power tools though.
Yes, he does.
Full bathroom in the camper. We're good to go. Next week Babe will be taking charge of what?
I'm just gonna drive his camper into the lake and say, "Hey, we built it."
Yeah, Glenn, come out here. It's an underwater habitat, but you got to get in quick because it's got leaks. Yeah,
flex tape it.
Now there's something we haven't thought about. Let's get them to sponsor it. Be like, hey, Flex Seal, if put your money where your mouth is, will you completely seal our underwater habitat? I'm gonna call him up tomorrow. I don't know if that guy that does the infomercials is the guy, but I'm gonna call him up. Like, we've all seen the boat, but can you do a container? Anywho, thank you guys once again for tuning in. He just says okay.
I'm done with this nonsense.
Whatever. Thank you guys once again for tuning in. And like I said, next week we'll be back. Babe will be joining us. He's taking lead on the episode.
Yeah.
Nice. Other than that, thank you for all your support. Thank you for tuning in, joining us, asking questions, just hanging out. We appreciate it. So until next week, take care. Have a good week.